3, 2, 1.
Microphone check. 1, 2.
What is this?
The 5-foot assassin.
With the roughneck business.
You don't have to look that up. You can't sit at the table.
Don't worry about it.
If you don't know.
I just want to say welcome everybody to the Barbershop Bay Area.
What's up?
Episode
9.
Numero Nueve for our Spanish-speaking audience.
It's
Welcome,
racist.
welcome. It's not racist. It's I'm including everybody. We should have subtitles in Spanish.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's do some introductions all the way to my far right. We got
B. Murphy.
What's up, everybody? The man in the middle is your boy Fitness Phil, a.k.a. Filthy Phil.
he
Fitness
dang.
Phil.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
I ran
dirty.
3 miles today.
Doesn't the camera make you
What you do?
look? It's good. It's good. Camera, you're looking good.
And over here to your far left is your man, Larry Ewings, a.k.a. Jupiter 7.
Jupe,
Yes,
jupe,
yes, yes, yes.
Anyway, so let's check in, man. How's everybody been? It's been a couple of weeks since we seen each other.
That's right. It has been a couple weeks.
So what y'all been up to?
Yo, I just got back from vacation, y'all. I was in the LA area, LA, San Diego area. Went to Universal Studios, Legoland with my
Oh,
fams.
that's cool, man.
You know, let the kids run around and, you know, get tired out.
What was the favorite ride?
Ooh, Universal Studios, man. There's so many different rides there. You know what I mean? It's a trip because a lot of them are you put the glasses on,
Right.
you sit down, and it's like you're on a freaking roller coaster, right?
You ain't
So
move nowhere.
yeah, you're just in one spot, but it feels like
You're
you're
a
gonna
big
fall out
fan.
your
I
seat.
got a big fan.
But honestly, my favorite one is the tour. When you go on the bus tour, it's an hour long.
Oh yeah, that's.
And it has King Kong on it. You go through the
King
earthquake,
Kong,
you
yeah.
do the Jaws, and you go through all of the
Streets.
places. Oh yeah, all the streets where they actually film movies. And
Oh,
it's just
that's
really
tight.
cool. It's relaxing. Loved it, man.
The bus tours are pretty. The guys or girls giving the tours are really good too.
Yeah,
They're really
they are.
animated.
They really
They
are.
get,
Yeah.
Check that out.
And every once in a while, you run into celebrities. We didn't see any on the spot, but it just takes you to like iconic old school movies to upcoming new movies or recent movies that have been really popular, and then it takes you by all the hangars where they're actually filming current TV shows, and so it's just really cool just to be around that kind of atmosphere.
That's
So,
tight.
yeah.
That's
So
cool.
that was me, man. How about you, Phil?
Oh, let's see. Past couple weeks, man, I've just been working. Work's been, it's summertime. Work's picking up. It just Braylon's about to be out of school soon, so we gotta do that summertime grind. You know, when you're a kid, summertime is it's all
Man,
about
that's the
summer.
bomb, man.
You outside all the time playing video games, no time to wake up. But when you're a parent,
Right.
summertime, kids out of school, you gotta find stuff to do.
Do you put
Right.
them in like a community like center or something like that?
We try to do some sports. I think we're doing some coding classes this year. Gonna take some
Oh,
coding
look at
classes.
that. Little science.
Yeah, dude. About the
Technology,
movement, yeah.
I like
some
that.
coding
I like
classes. I
that.
think we've got some for Bailey. She's going to do some dance classes. I mean, they just
Okay.
got to be constructive during the summertime. We can't let that mind go to waste. So
Right.
a lot of swimming involved, a lot of family time. So it's going to be good. Excited about that. That's
Sweet.
the future. But
Cool.
yeah. Other than that, just been grinding. Sticking
Alright.
with the grind.
How about you, B?
Man, it's been a lot as the year winds down. Youngest son just graduated out of high school.
That's why I got some
So,
milestones.
yeah, man, that's major. That's major. So, the nest is about to be a little empty. Excited about that stage and, getting him situated. So,
That room turns into that man cave.
man,
Come on now.
man, it's got potential. We got
Yes.
potential. So,
Yes.
yeah, man, lot going on, but been busy grinding. But good to be back in the shop, man. Good to be back with the fellas.
Yes,
Always
sir.
good
Yes,
to
sir.
be here in the shop. So, man, we got some news. The Dubs.
Dubs,
Dub
baby.
Area.
Nation, where's Dub Nation?
Dub Nation, where you
Dub
at?
Nation. You know what though? It was kind of whack, man.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I said it that the real finals was Houston.
It was.
Houston.
The Western
Dubs,
Conference
man.
Finals. That was
The West.
impressive.
The West
Okay.
is best, man. West side's the best side. The whole East, they got
What's
some decent players, but there's no squad.
Yes.
So I didn't think it would be a sweep. I really thought.
I did.
Speaking of sweep.
Right, that's the theory on everything.
Speaking of
Yo,
sweep.
hold up, y'all. Let's get some. Let's get
What's
some.
missing from the
let's-
sweep conversation.
Let's get some straight here.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of physical
we are talking about
fitness.
the Golden State Warriors.
Change the subject, man.
right.
Bay Area, stand up with me.
Diversion.
If you are going to be a true fan
Oh my God.
of the Golden State Warriors,
Everything's a sweep.
everything's a sweep.
Everything's
y'all.
a sweep. Okay.
They can do it all,
Okay,
right?
I hear
You
that.
got all the
That's
top
a
players
bandwagon
in the
talk.
league. If
Bandwagon.
I don't go into a contest and say they're gonna sweep because
Right.
they're that good,
Right.
I'm not a true fan.
That's
Now,
like
now in the back of my head, could I think? You know what? I mean, they can lose, right? Like when they're playing. Now, here's the thing: you played against the greatest person in the world, right? LeBron James, not the greatest person, the greatest basketball player in the world, right? So, in that, I guess that I don't know if that's up to debate for some of y'all, but going against the best, you have the possibility of losing.
Right.
But I have faith in our team.
Right.
That when you have 3 or 4 of the greatest basketball players on the same team
Yeah.
against that one,
Yeah.
we're gonna take it.
Then you should have doubled down so you didn't have to do these 50
Yeah, you
push-ups
didn't
that
say
you
nothing
Well,
about
well,
knocked out
okay.
right now. I mean,
There was.
yeah, I mean, that was a
I
great,
was hoping that you
was a
guys
great
might be able to give me a
motivational
deal,
speech.
right? So
deal.
I said sweep on the first. Yeah, they didn't get it, but they swept on the next. So maybe we cut
What's
them in
that
half.
called when you almost right?
You're wrong.
Wrong. Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure if they changed the definition.
If you're not
of
first, you're last.
That's funny. That's so yo. Ricky Bobby. Shout out to Ricky Bobby. Yo, I said that to my son this weekend. At Legoland, they have these they call driver's school,
that. Right.
and he when you're done with the ride, you get your driver's license.
Okay.
Then you go, and you got to pay for the dang thing, but he's driving. He was he was like scooting through there, and I was filming him, and I said, "Yo, if you're not first, you're last, son." And he looked at me. He's like, I think he was trying to understand what I was trying. I was just like, "Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's
Not first,
funny,
you're
man.
Yeah, that's
You know,
it.
but anywho, we might put it on the Facebook Live update when you gotta do your push-ups, man. You didn't get out of it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Push-ups.
Well, hey, well, guess what? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, you just came back from vacation. All right. That's funny, man. You know what else is going on in the world? Dubs won. I know it's been clouding everybody's. Everyone's euphoric right now. It's nothing but good news all around. But there's some stuff going on right now.
Parade today? Was that today?
What?
Did y'all
That's
hit the
tomorrow.
parade? Oh, it's tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you guys this: Did you guys really watch the series? Like,
The finals?
yeah.
Yeah, I missed game 3, but I watched 1, 2, and 4.
Okay. How about you? Bill?
I caught pieces of the games.
You know what? You're not even a true fan, man.
You know what?
Here we go.
Hey,
See?
I gotta tell you something.
What?
I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. I got work to do, man. All these,
I'm gonna buy you the T-shirt. I get it.
I'm a grown
But let me
man.
ask you this: Did
I'm a
you
grown man.
did you think KD deserved the MVP
Oh man, game
over
3.
Steph Curry?
He carried the team in game 3, right? I mean, he was making things happen. You saw when KD didn't play well, they lost. You know what I mean? Against the Rockets, when he didn't play well, they lost. And when he was on. They swept. I mean,
Now I ain't mad that KD won MVP because he's like I say, he's one of the best, right? He's one of the greatest. But I would even say, remember when Steph Curry was hurt and how they were struggling? They barely made it past the Rockets, and that's what hurt Stephen Curry, right? But when Curry got his health back, they're just a whole different team. It's a whole different monster to where either Clay, Curry, or Durant can take over at any moment.
yeah.
But they kind of play off of each other, and when one's weak, one picks up the other.
Right.
And we got to admit, I think it was game 3, Curry had a horrible game.
Oh, yeah, most of them did.
But the most important shot he made that gave him the lead and really just like put the dagger in the heart of the Cavs. You know what I mean? And so it's like he didn't stop shooting. He just kept shooting. He kept doing his thing.
He's always dangerous, right?
Yeah.
He's a loaded gun. He's always dangerous. Are you going to miss? If you shoot, yeah, but you have a loaded gun, you're always dangerous. And I think at the end of the day, the Warriors had just a deeper, arsenal. I mean, they made very little mental mistakes.
You're
right?
absolutely right. Yeah.
Little mental mistakes. They played team ball. It wasn't, hey, just give it to one guy and watch him do it. No, they played team basketball. Iguodala came back at the right time.
That's true.
McGee, they finally put McGee in the finals, and he contributed.
He did.
I mean, that guy's big. That guy's long. He
big
barely
man.
jumps and just like that.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good team basketball, fundamental, and it was cool to see those guys celebrate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to KD, man.
Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats,
KD
man.
Warriors.
I'm
Congrats
sure
to the
you're
Warriors.
happy that Barbershop is congratulating you.
Right.
Important. It didn't quite mean as much to you until you got that
Yeah,
endorsement
come on
from
now.
us.
Validation.
Come on now.
but
It's valid now.
now you're the MVP.
Now you win. I'm getting a lot of updates about this Trump thing in North Korea.
Oh yeah.
Meeting with your boy Kim Jong Un.
Jong-un?
Are they dialing you in? You in on that?
Yeah, they want a conference call me to mediate.
You better wrap
but, you
this
know,
up because I know you got
I told him, Barbershop takes precedent over stuff. So.
That's dedication.
There we
I
go.
love that.
There we
I
go.
love that.
We put all aside important issues for y'all. Okay. All right.
But hopefully that goes down. He's the first. Say what you will about Trump. He's the first president to meet with North Korea. He's got him out. They got him crossing borders. A lot of big stuff happening internationally. Here at home, it's not the best, right? But a lot of stuff's happening around the world.
I got some thoughts about that. But we're not gonna get into that. I need to get a little more information.
Which thoughts on what?
The whole North Korea thing.
Okay.
I saw an interesting documentary that was talking about the whole flip side of that story. But
Interesting.
I need to get my game up before I try to spit on that. But
Okay.
I got a different perspective on that.
You know what? And I also think I got a different perspective on the thing with Phil just about the way currently the world is, the state that we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it is pushed as it's negative, but I'm not convinced that it is. I think there's a lot of negative press. I think there's a lot of negative things happening, but I also think that's not necessarily a narrative. It's definitely not the narrative in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Things are going.
So take that.
Things are going good.
Cool.
All right.
Man, so we got something special for y'all today.
We got some heat.
What's that?
This is some heat.
This is some heat. But you know what? One thing that could help us all if we all just kind of apply some rules to our life.
Yeah, man.
Right? If every man and boy and child just went around these house rules, we're gonna call them the man rules of the barbershop.
Yeah, man.
House rules of the barbershop. And I think if everyone applied these rules to their life, things might come a little bit more simple to you, a little more black and white, a lot less gray.
Well, Phil, give us an example. Like, what are these man rules you talking about? Give us one of yours.
This is a basic principle you should live by. Let's see. One of them, hard work. It might sound simple to some, but to others, it's a foreign language. Let me tell you like this. What I hear now is I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid enough to do that. Look, it's in your job description. You come to work willingly. Not we, because I don't sign the checks, but a company will pay you. If you don't like it, find a different job. But while you're here, work hard. Give it 100%.
110%, baby.
If you got 110, if you got 10 extra percent in your back pocket that you can give that 110%, and you'll be surprised what might happen. You might get noticed. You might get a promotion. You might get more money to do. And you always talk about, management, they don't do this and that. Look, if you work hard, one day you can get to that position, and you can change that.
Yeah.
Make a change. But until then, put in the work. Hard work. That's one of my man rules. Is if you're gonna do something, do it 100%. Work hard.
Yo, I agree with that. Look, I told my son this a few years ago. He's played travel league baseball, and I said, you know what? And I used to take him to games and watch him play, and I would tell him, okay, what makes you stand out amongst all these other players that are here? Everybody has paid to be here.
Right.
And they're trying to show off their skills, and there might be some scouts around for whatever, because this is that type of league. And I'm like, but what's going to set you apart from somebody else?
Yeah.
Because he's out there, he's playing, he's doing his thing, he's skilled. But I'm like, and this is just me being a fan in the bleachers looking in, but also trying to be a father, but at the same time trying to teach my son something. I'm like, everybody's good on this team. And I'm like, I'm looking at my son like, I know you're better than this, but I know this as a father, but how is the next person going to know that? And so my talk was with him like, what's going to make you stand out? It's going to be a hustle, man. It's the way even if you hit a ground ball, it's the way you hustle to first base.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
It's your attitude when you're sitting on the bench. Are you rooting on your teammates? Are you calling out the plays when you're playing defense? All of those things are going to make the difference, and people won't see that. And they're going to see your attitude. I think we forget about that.
Yep.
So I always like to add that 10%, because even if we're working really hard, this isn't necessarily being seen yet. It's that extra effort. It's that extra push that gives you a little bit more attention. And that's not that you're trying to get attention. It's just that you're going to get the attention because you're putting that extra effort and that extra time.
Yeah, it's funny. I relate a lot of life lessons to working out and fitness. But today I went on a run, and I was telling my workout buddy, Terrell, we're running, and he's slowing down. I said, man, the destination is literally 200 feet away. He's like, Phil, I'm about to throw up. And I said, that's fine. Go ahead, throw up, but keep going. We're almost there. I said, you're gonna push past your limits. And that's the only way you get further is you got to find where your limit is and go past it. And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes you got to throw up. You gotta suck it up and make the sacrifice. But if you're truly working hard, giving it the 110%, that means you have to go past your limitations. 100% is that limit, that barrier. 110% is going past that. So hard work. That's my man rule number one at the barbershop. If you're gonna be here, work hard. What about you?
That's good. Man, I think for me, man, it's just my whole framework for looking at myself as a man, determining the kind of men I want to be with, is really, I mean, the word is integrity, man. That, I mean, is this a cat that I can depend on, trust what they say, or is it one of these kind of shaking and baking, no substance, man? I mean, either are you talking about it or are you being about it?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whatever your thing that you're doing, whatever you say that you stand for, whatever you say that you're hustling about, can you do it? And is it just a show? Are you just, always one trying to get over? Are you like, you know what? If I say I'm going to do this, it's going to get done. If I say this is what I'm about, then that's what I'm about. And it's not just talking the talk, it's walking the walk. And to me, that's one of the basis for me determining true manhood. That, if you just one of these, to me, boys play games. Men are about their business. And they do what they say, and they say what they mean, and they mean what they say.
What would you say to somebody there's so much information out there, right? And there's all kinds of different examples, but there's also like this counterculture that also sometimes creeps in that tries to deter some people about thinking about what a man should really look like, right? I think we're a little bit older, right? So the generation that raised us up had a little bit more old school rules, and it was more straightforward. But nowadays, right, so a lot of parents are younger, and they're coming up with their thoughts on what it means to be a man, or if there wasn't a man in the household,
right?
How is it that what is the answer to that? Or what is the remedy for that? I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I get that, and time changes, culture changes, but I'm old school, man. I'm starting to realize I might be a dinosaur. I'm not.
It's not might. It's not might.
I'm not.
We know.
I'm not hip with the times.
There's
but
no
to
such thing
me,
as
Tyrannosaurus.
truth is truth.
Are you a fossil? There's no more dinosaurs.
You know what though?
Jar of oil over here. Put me in your car.
You got a beautiful beard, man. I love it.
This grown man beard right there.
You need that. You need a beard. Look.
Look, man. You do not need to be. You don't have to have a beard to be a man.
Okay.
Apparently not.
Well, that's one of our. That's our fourth rule if we had one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Grown man.
You're right.
Grown man beard.
No, you know what though? To say something about being old school, there's something that, and I'm old school too. Like I'm just be real, right? But there's something about old school that just keeps it real.
Yeah, man.
When you think of old school, it's about keeping it real, man, and keeping it straightforward. Right. Not gonna dance around these topics. Not gonna dance around these rules, or make these extremely gray areas. Right? It's either it is or it's not.
Yeah.
I get it. There's gonna be some things that will be gray.
Sure.
But we can hash those out later. Let's just talk about the real things that are not.
Right.
Yeah. I had one last question on integrity. So let's say you had said something about somebody who's wishy-washy or about it, this and that. So can somebody who you have deemed as not someone with much integrity then redeem themselves and have integrity in your eye?
Oh yeah, man. It's not a lifetime declaration.
Uh-huh.
It's watching what fruit is coming up on your tree. Integrity is a daily decision, man. It's not a light switch. I don't flip integrity on or off. It's who I am. It's my character, right? And so I am either a person of integrity or I'm not. I feel like that. So I can one day decide to become a better man than I was yesterday. And the things that I did, if I could throw a verse in there, it says, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child, but when I became a full-grown man, I put away my childish ways. So my whole thing is, at some point I become a man, and I stop playing those childhood games I play. So I'm always hopeful that there are some old boys walking around this earth. So it's not about age, it's not about salary, it's about, to me, integrity. It's about walking upright, walking truthfully, and having integrity about being the best man that you can be. And that can happen anytime we decide that's who we want to be.
I agree.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Larry? What's one of your man rules?
Yo, for me, one of the man rules, and I think this is something that was taught to me by my father, it's just honor, right? My father was in the military, fought for the country, loved this country, loved people, loved his family, and it's something that I don't think it's something that he was looking for his honor for himself, but it was to say, look, I've been privileged to live here in a place that's going to give me opportunity and a place to live and to grow and to have my dreams and come true. Yeah. And I think for me it's kind of in the same way. I have to realize that all the sacrifice that people have made. It's not only my family. There's so many people that have come through my life that have played a major part in making me who I am today. Right. I owe it to them. Right. I owe it to them. It wasn't written on it wasn't written on like when I was born that I have to give back. It's something that I have learned. It's something that I have recognized. It's something that when you have a heart of appreciation and when where you were and where you're at now, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those folks, if it wasn't for the sacrifice of those people. And so in order for me, as a man, right, in order for me to be a man in my household and to be an example to others, that rule is that I have to honor those folks. And what I mean by that is that I have to continue to move higher, go farther. And to push harder for my family, right? To be a greater example, to help others, and kind of pave the way. So that's really important to me, is really to honor those who have gone before me.
That's good. Respect due, man. That's good.
Yep.
That's good stuff. So when you said, you're saying about your father, the sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
So do you honor sacrifice with sacrifice?
Dang, you all deep in philosophical.
How deep is too deep? No. You know what? I think so. I think I think our lives has to be an example of sacrifice. Mm-hmm. I don't think we can get the things that we need to without sacrificing. I don't think we can make it to the next level without sacrificing. And you could find this in any. If you're an athlete, or if you want to actually be called an athlete, you have to sacrifice your normal self, your normal body, to become an athlete's body, right? I'm not an athlete.
I've done that. I've made that.
That's why you button down. I see you button down about
taco
too.
Meat, man. That's my athletic taco meat.
It's starting to feel real uncomfortable. What's going on? A lot of shifting.
I know.
A lot of fidgeting going on.
Yeah, flexing and stuff. I was like shirt ripping. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, but no, like if you want to have an when you become an athlete, your body just changes, right? And it's the same. And it's kind of the same way. It's that sacrifice. If you want to get that higher pay at your job, you got to sacrifice some money. You got to go back to school. You got to get some type of training. You got to do some type of personal development to get to that next level. In order to become better.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah. Those are some great initial preliminary rules of the barbershop, man. We've got hard work.
Yep.
Integrity and honoring those who came before us, and I think that's all important stuff,
Yeah,
because you gotta learn from those who came before you and see what their grind was like.
Yeah.
And they love to tell us about it, don't they? Man, when I was your age, or this is what I did for you, and my mom used to always say, I didn't get it as a child. You're like, okay, you keep telling me this, but now that I'm an adult, I get it. I'm like, you know what, Mom, you did all that, and if you can do it, I can do it. I'm gonna do even harder because I love my kids just as much as you love me. So. So you keep paying it forward. I think that's huge. That sacrifice and that honor.
yeah, I mean, and when you get older, you learn, damn, I wasted so much time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't listen. I didn't listen to wisdom. You know what I mean? And we know that now because we're talking to our sons.
Right.
We're talking to our family, right? And we're trying to set them straight. And they're doing the same look we did to our
Right,
parents
right.
back then. It's like, wait, I feel like I'm a little bit younger. I feel like I'm a little bit more closer to culture, right?
Yeah.
But you still looking at me with that blank face. And it's like I'm speaking in a whole other language to you.
I'm just gonna
But
go,
I
just
guarantee
wanna
you
play
I'm
video
speaking the
games. Stop
right
talking
language.
to me so I can go do what I'm gonna do.
Right? And sometimes, you know, I feel like it's in my attitude. When they're not listening, when they give me that look, and I know they're just not feeling it, it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm walking over here. You know what I mean? And that's something that I need to work on. Is like, you know what? Even though they're putting up that wall, as a father, I can't let them. You know, I gotta let them know, yo, I still love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't let you know. I just don't like the feeling of being frustrated. You know what I'm saying? It's like I work with youth on a daily basis. I'm encouraging them. It says they're listening to what I'm saying. They're accepting it. I'm speaking to my own son or my own family members, and they're looking at me like,
Right.
like who are you?
Right.
Like who are you?
I can relate to that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, that's the funny thing is those who are closest to us, like they hear us every day. They're just like, okay, but they hear it from somebody else, and it's like, aha. I'm like, what you mean, aha? I just told you that.
And yo, that's why we need more leaders.
Goes, man.
That's why we need more leaders, man. That's
Takes
why.
a village.
That's
Takes
why
a
we.
village.
That's
Yo,
true.
the men, we gotta step up, yo. I mean, this is for women too, but men, yo, we gotta step up.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, we got to be voices because there's people out there listening and people who need to hear you because they ain't gonna listen to us.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, you
right.
can make the difference in someone's life just by being there and showing up.
Yeah.
So there's some good rules.
Yeah.
Some good rules.
Well, let's throw a couple more out there, man. Come on, just yeah. We're doing good right now.
All right, so one of my big things is you know, a leader in my field is just teaching others what I've learned. You know what I mean? I think that's a big one. Like you can't just, you know, they say that what you know are these treasures, right? But it's only treasure when you share them, or someone wants what you have. And so I think it's important to, if I'm learning something or if I found something out through experience, I want to pass that down to somebody. So we have these, even just, you know, either kids or just, if you're just out, you know, sometimes you have those guys, let's just say you're playing basketball somewhere. There's some guys, and you're shooting, you're kind of throwing up some bricks, and someone comes up to you and they said, hey, man, if you just tuck your elbow in a little bit and you just let it roll off your fingers, you'll be all right. How would you take that?
Don't tell me how to live my life. Right?
If,
I don't know you. You don't know me.
Right, especially if it's in front of other people, right? If some guy just walks up to you, right? How would you take that?
I never shoot bricks. I don't know. I'm butter on the court.
He's on like butter,
I get
baby.
buckets, man. That's
Like
what
butter,
I do.
baby.
I don't know.
He's at KFC getting buckets, right?
Oh, my
So
He's-
I don't even he
Little
understands
Ray.
it now. Right? I don't even do bricks. I shoot the basketball. I don't throw bricks at them. Right. So anyway, so I would take it the same way. Like, man, what you trying to tell me? You know, but it's on the delivery. But also, what I'm saying is like, people as men, we should accept stuff when
You're right.
when people tell us stuff. You're
Yeah,
like, hey,
man.
they're just trying to pass this. If you want to see me get better,
Right.
I just think in this time right now, we're just in this place as men. It might be pride or stuff, but I think the Bible talks about that a little bit of pride, right? Don't have pride because you might miss that blessing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but
Is pride ever good?
shoot,
Yeah.
how deep is too deep?
It is.
Yeah.
Pride is good.
I think.
I want to hear this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on, Pastor.
I think there is. Yeah, I mean, it depends what way you mean that, right? If you talk about excessive, you know, like it's all about me.
The ego.
You're
Pride,
right,
ego.
Right, that's the wrong kind.
Got it.
Pride is in like self-respect,
Mm-hmm.
self-worth. So it depends on, you know, there's how much is too much. But yeah,
Okay.
Love it.
I think we should.
That's good.
we
Thank you
should.
for that clarification. That was
Good
great.
breakdown. So if you have too much pride, you know, it's funny though, because if you have too much pride, I guarantee this is everybody. So the dude walks away, right? He's like, whatever, man, get out of here. But I guarantee you, the next few shots, you can be like, you gonna tuck it in just a little bit.
The next day when you practice,
You
you're
can
like,
be like, okay, this actually works. And so, you know, do you go back to see, hey man, you know, I tried your tip, thanks a lot, but I just try to pass things down. And I think as a man, when you're going through stuff, especially talking to other men, like, hey man, I just want to see you get better.
Yeah,
As a brother, especially, you know, in the church or in Christ, you know, we want to see each other get better. We know that we all going through trials and tribulations. None of us are perfect, but if I've gone through something that I see you might be going through, and if it's cool for me to say something, you know, let me just holler at you real quick, and give you this advice because I went through it, and I would hate for you to see you go through it the wrong way. Like, let me just give you some wisdom, some guidance. And I think that's important. That's another man rule of mine is that I'm always willing to give words of wisdom to those who are willing to listen.
So, let me ask you guys this, because I know in my household when I grew up, since my parents were old school, there wasn't really no advice. There was really no talking. It was almost like you go do what's right. You go learn the stuff from your school and all that stuff, right? So I felt like I missed out on a part of that. Like as much as I love my father and my mother, back when I was a teenager, or even as a young adult, I never had that conversation. I never talked about sex with my parents. Never talked about girl or whatever. Yeah. It was just almost like I was just supposed to know.
Yeah.
And so actually, I think that was actually more detrimental to me because and it wasn't that I hung out with bad people, but I had to learn it from somewhere. Right. So I either learned it from a TV show or a movie or my friends or the environment that was around me. And that could be detrimental to a lot of other people. Yeah. And so I know I make sure for now that sharing that words of wisdom or being or having that pulling either my son or whatever, whoever, a friend aside, I take advantage of that opportunity and that time to say something that's important. Because I know I think that would have benefited me in my life. I think you said even in your bio that we recorded way earlier in that video, is like you didn't have that person to say, hey, stay out of this, whatever, right?
I had to go find out for myself.
Exactly.
Man, but I'll tell you what, that's wisdom right there, man. You gotta, and this is true for me, it's true for all of us, that I think one of the parts about being a man is knowing your blind spots. I mean, that's deep that you said, hey, man, this is what I didn't get in my life. This is what I didn't get from my parents, and so I'm going to make sure I give that to my kids. And so that's cool. I mean, we got good stuff. We got bad stuff. We have stuff that our parents did well, stuff our parents could have done better, just like we are. But we got to learn, man. We got to learn from other people's mistakes, and we got to take whatever we got and do the best that we can with it, man. So I think you got to be a little honest about your own self, right? None of us have it all together.
Right.
Yep.
What are my weak spots? Where can I get some wisdom about my weak spots? And where can I do better than maybe was even done to me?
Right.
I mean, that's man rules, man. That's good
rules.
stuff.
Yes, sir.
That's good stuff. So that's my number 2.
Cool.
What you be?
Man, this is kind of off the wall, man. And I don't even have a good way to get into this, but to me, it's just a fundamental rule about. We're talking about man rules, right?
Man rules.
So I'm thinking, man, oh man, you just should never disrespect another grown man.
How so?
I just feel like the universe lines up against you when you are out of order and disrespecting another grown man. It don't matter how big you are, how bad you are, and I think people can like, hey, I can do whatever I want to because I can, I got this, or you get into the whole people got guns and feel like that makes them a man and that justifies whatever. But man, it's just always been a conviction of mine that anytime I'm out of order, anytime I'm disrespectful in another person's and another, people. I'm not saying we should not disrespect women. That's not at all what I'm saying. But to me, there is a unique man-to-man interaction. I mean, there's a vibe, right? If I'm talking to another grown man, and my tone and my thoughts, and I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at your wife, or I'm scoping, or I'm scheming. Hey, man, I just feel like you call it karma, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but I just think that's one of those things that, as a true man, I'm real mindful about my respect level towards another man.
Right.
I just think that's a fundamental rule.
Yo, when you were talking, the only thing I could think of was, y'all remember Friday?
Yeah.
Remember Devo?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Really?
Right.
That's the only thing. And when the dude got his bike back, he got his bike back at the end.
Yo, man, Pops is tripping.
Yeah.
He said, I gotta give him a bike
The
back.
only thing I can think of was Devo, man.
Right.
That dude was disrespectful.
Man.
He got it, though. He got it at the end.
Hey, man.
You know?
It comes around, baby.
Jeez.
It comes around. Never disrespect a grown man, especially in his house.
Right.
Especially in his house. You're right.
Especially on Friday. Don't do it. Yo, for me, one of my last ones I would like to talk about is, being intentional about like what you pursue, right? And what I mean by that is like if you go chase after something, you gotta do it with all your heart.
Yeah.
You gotta do it like
Keeping it 100.
Yeah. It's like that diamond that you wanted, right? So it's how do I want to say this? It's almost like when you chase and you get whatever that reward is, it's gonna change the outcome of whatever situation you're in, and it's gonna be worth it at the end. I'm trying to figure out a way, and you know what? And you guys have people in your life that you've seen this from. They've worked so hard to get what they got.
Right.
Yeah. And there's something about them that you respect very highly. Mm-hmm. You respect this person because not because of the necessary position that they're in, but what it took for them to get there, right? And I think that's part of like, I think a lot of our younger generation too. If there's we got younger people that's listening, it's like you think people should just respect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get this on the court. You brought up basketball all the time, and like I got done playing basketball yesterday at the gym, and a lot of young people in there, they're acting like I should just respect them on the court, and you know what I mean? It's like you don't even know yet. You know what I mean? You haven't been in the game long enough. You're not even that skilled yet, and so like but when it's the way that you handle yourself out there. It's the way that you play the game. And people who know.
Yeah, game recognized game.
Game recognized game. That's what it is. So like when you chase after something, do it with knowing like if you go to school, you need to value school every single day, knowing that the dollars that you're gonna get from after you're done from getting that degree, it's gonna change it. And every time you go to school, you're depositing a little bit of money in your account. You don't see it at this moment. And see, like, when we look at the way the grade system breaks down, right? If let's say I go to work, and I do 60% of work.
60%.
Right.
That don't even make sense, right?
Right.
Zero.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Right.
But I'm failing work.
Right.
In fact, I'm going to get fired, right? If I do 70% of work, according to Scholastic, though, I'm okay.
Right.
I'm okay. I'm gonna just make it.
Right.
They'll keep me around.
Right.
Right. I haven't failed yet, but I'm on that borderline.
Right.
And so on and so forth. Right. So man, and so I need to put in the work that's gonna be enough passing grade, so I can make it to that next level. Right. So that's what I mean by intentionally doing. When you put in the work, when you put in the hours and the sacrifice, it's gonna be worth it. And that's how you build character, man.
Right.
A lot of this stuff we're talking about, like this man rules, is. It's something that we have to practice and continue to go at every single day. It's not like we arrived.
Nope.
Yeah.
We just didn't arrive. We didn't come here today and just be like, boom, I'm just like that.
Right.
No, this is years of practice of failing, messing up, learning, listening to advice, not listening to advice, going out there messing up again and coming back to where we are now.
That's right.
And so, like,
Work in progress.
Work in progress. So you guys, you've been listening to the show. We've been throwing a bunch of man rules out there that we kind of hold personal to ourselves. We would love to know, and this is also for the ladies that are watching it. So, you got rules that you uphold, right? So we would love to know what those are.
Yeah.
Send some of the comments into the Facebook or to our YouTube.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. What are some of those rules that you live by? Like we want to know. I want to be inspired because maybe I might want to take one of your rules and add that to my list of rules.
Right.
And this is not for us just to build rules. So it's like I think a lot of people think like the Bible is just this rule book. You got to follow all these rules,
right?
And if you break one of these rules, everything all of a sudden just falls apart. No, it's just this is like a guide for us to become better at what we do, and this is as people, And so, anyways, So leave some comments in the box, man.
Yeah, holla back.
Yeah, holla back. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this episode. This is episode 9.
9.
All right, we love y'all. Peace out.
Peace.
Out from the shop.